As WACA-TV proudly presents Ashland boys soccer against the Hopedale Blue Devils. Play just underway here tonight as the Clockers 1-3 on the season, coming off a dispiriting loss to Hopkinton last Friday night following their first win of the season here last week. And their opponents tonight, the Hopedale Blue Devils, at 1-1. Not a lot of games under their belt so far this season. As we're already underway here, a beautiful evening here in Ashland and Clockertown. Just a hint of autumn as daytime temperatures starting to plummet a bit here. We started the day at 72 or so. 70 now, and of course it'll cool off as the sun sets here at Walker. Hopedale with control of it, trying to drive down into Ashland territory, but kicked safely away by Ethan Dentino on defense. Hopedale recovers, trying to push down the far sideline. A little bit give and go between the two teams. Here's an opportunity for Hopedale, and there's a tripping call as number 10 on Hopedale takes a fall. It'll be free kick for him as Ashland tries to reset deeper into their own zone. There's a shot in on net, deflected in front, but hauled in easily by David Skorodumov. He gets it out down the near sideline. Looks like it's Max Deaver. It is at forward. Falls right around the midfield. Ashland player gets tripped up, number 17, Felipe Mateus. But now Hopedale to break down the far sideline. A nice defense pushing the ball out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Hopedale for the Blue Devils. Josh Abrams with you here tonight. A little short-handed for WACA. Going to be doing this one solo, so get used to just a single voice tonight. Rob Silver be over a 6:30 start time for the girls' volleyball game over at the high school gym. Hopedale with a good opportunity, but hard shot blocked and recovered by the Clockers. Pushed over to the near sideline here for Max Deaver. He'll settle and look for an opening, driving it further downfield as Andre Costa sprints down the near sideline, and Hopedale just kicks it out of bounds. So a throw-in and a first good opportunity here for the Clockers. Deaver on the throw-in. Back to Lucas Demora. WACA, not the only one short-handed tonight. We'll get to that the next stoppage as the Clockers are a little short-handed, especially on the back line. We'll talk about that a little bit at the next stoppage. But here, Clockers controlling nicely here, passing nicely from player to player. Just keep backing up a little bit. Now onto the foot of Ethan Dentino. Ethan gets past his first man, drives further down to Deaver. It's a neighborhood connection there. Deaver drives, but is ridden off the ball nicely by Hopedale. Now they have the ball down the near sideline. A centering attempt is off a Clocker player, off of Hopedale as well. Recovered by the Clockers, but give and go again. Two teams trading possession here. Ball at midfield. Hopedale driving down the middle of the field to the far sideline. This will be Clocker would be the first one on, just going to kick it out of bounds. Looked like that might have been Isaac Iris, the sophomore defender. So I mentioned the Clockers shorthanded tonight. MJ Flynn with an injury, Kai Costa not playing, and Ty Geary actually, unfortunately, picked up a red card against Hopkinton Friday night, so he's out today and tomorrow, and they're going to miss that big foot on defense certainly tonight. But again, Hopedale, the opponent tonight, just 1-1. Not a lot of experience so far this season, just a short schedule so far. The Clockers hoping to build on that 1-3 record after a really, really nice win here last Monday. So Clockers, bad giveaway there on the far sideline by the Clockers. Ball still kind of loose on the far side, and the Clockers come out with it, driving down the middle of the field. Nice pickup there by Andre Costa. Another opportunity for the Clockers if they can get by that man. They do. Still looking to set up here. A little bump and grind there. Foul there is going to be called on Lucas Demora. So a turnover here. Hopedale take over and quickly pushing the ball up ahead. It's a slide tackle, and Demora's going to get called on that one as well. So a stoppage here as Hopedale get a free kick here. Looks like around the 45 on the football field, the 47. Demora got a little, got some advice or something there from one of the referees. We'll see how that plays out. But Hopedale trying to drive one into the far sideline, right up the middle, and then kicked safely away by number 18, Isaac Iris. Still looking for our first substitution of the night, but so far the two teams will stick with their starters. So just joining us, no score here so far between the Clockers and the Blue Devils of Hopedale. So a centering attempt by the Blue Devils goes for naught. Ball still loose in the Ashland end. We're just trying to get a hold of it. This gets punched out. Deaver had won the foot race, but not able to clear the zone. And now another opportunity here as Ethan Dentino clears out right at midfield. Gets it onto the foot of Patrick Eza, but Hopedale is able to disrupt that one. Dentino now quickly up to Dever at midfield. He's going to drive one in off the head of a Hopedale defender. This one's heading for the near sideline, kept in nicely by the Blue Devils. Dentino wins that battle of the header, but gets it over to another head for Hopedale. That looked like Oliver Wood there, the nice defensive play over to the far sideline, kept in by the Clockers. Hopedale now trying to drive in, but thwarted. And here's an opportunity. Demora with it, pushing it ahead. Couldn't quite reach Andre Costa there. Deaver will track it down on the near sideline. Unable to beat his man, pushed out of bounds. It'll stay Clocker ball. Deaver will inbound here. And there we have a whistle, the first substitution of the night. And speaking of subs, we want to thank our sponsor, Marathon Deli, our sub of the game moment brought to you by Marathon Deli. Of course, the deli has a great variety of subs, specialty wraps, paninis, family, pasta dinners, appetizers, and more. You can reach them Monday through Saturday at 508-231-1859 or check them out, especially the menu on the web, at marathondeli.com. Back to the action at hand as Deaver tries to center one and pushed over the goal line by Hopedale. So the first corner kick attempt of the night for either team will go to the Clockers. And this looks like it'll be Brian Sagat taking the corner kick here for the Clockers as they set up in front of the net. Okay, left-footed kick goes right in and blocked by a defender. And cleared out toward the 40. Under control there by Carlos Espino, his first touch of the night. He'll pass across to midfield to Isaac Iris. He's going to try and work something down the far sideline. And that'll be Patrick Eza picking it up. Dealing back to Noah Ramsey. Ramsey looking for an opportunity but has it taken away. Kept in, at least for the moment, by the Clockers. Still kind of loose out there. The Blue Devils have control of it, punch it out. But there's Dentino to stop it. Still give and go between the two teams here. Deaver with some pressure, but now the Blue Devils have a break down the near side. 18 going right on in. Shot and over the top of the net. He had that spot open, but lifted it too high and over the crossbar. So a goal kick here for David Skorodumov. So best opportunity of the night so far for either team goes to the Blue Devils, but they're still not on the board. We have a scoreless game here, 0-0, here at Walker Field in Ashland. So Skorodumov boots it all the way out to midfield, where the Blue Devils are trying to get it under control. Two teams are battling it out. Dentino with the first foot pushes it up over the 50. Still going back and forth between the two teams. Dentino breaks up a pass there. Pushing back and still under some heavy pressure here. That was Carlos Espino with it, getting it off to the far sideline. There's a collision as the ball goes out of bounds. No whistle here. It'll just be a throw-in for the Blue Devils. So, incidentally, shorthandedness extends to our scoreboard tonight. We have no scoreboard operator, so unfortunately I won't be able to share with you how much time is left in the half. But we are underway here. I can at least keep a soccer score going in my head. It is 0-0 between the Clockers and the Hopedale Blue Devils. There's a trip and a late whistle, but it is a whistle. It'll be a free kick here for the Clockers. It looks like this will be Brian Sagat taking it for the Clockers. He boots it right into the one man blocking him. Skorodumov quickly dishes off here to Oliver Wood. Gets it under control on the far sideline, up to a near sideline for Dentino. Nice little pass there to 17, Felipe Mateus. He gets taken down. That'd be a free kick here for the Clockers. So right quickly turning it around, Brian Sagat. The ball's loose in front of the net, but controlled by the Blue Devils. Make that the Blue Raiders. I'm sure I've been calling them the Blue Devils all night, and of course that would be Duke University. The Blue Raiders. Hopedale's the Blue Raiders. We'll try and get that straightened out here the rest of the way tonight. So got a whistle as both teams make what appears to be one-man substitutions. Coming on right now is David Eza coming in for Oliver Wood. So again, the Clockers shorthanded tonight, particularly on defense. No Kai Costa, no MJ Flynn, and no Ty Geary. So you're going to be hearing some names you didn't hear last week on last week's broadcast. But there's a familiar name, Dentino, dishing off on the throw into Espino, who will just kick it all the way back to Skorodumov. Just one time kicks it to Dentino. Nice little passing job here. Some good chemistry for the Clockers. But there's a turnover right at midfield. See if the Blue Raiders can turn this into something, but now controlled and given right back to the Blue Raiders. So a lot of give and go between the two teams. Nobody able to really get much control here so far tonight. The best opportunity so far, again, was the breakaway essentially for the Blue Raiders. but the player just booted it right over the crossbar and out of bounds. Clockers trying to push it up the far sideline, knocked out of bounds. Clockers will keep possession here with the throw-in. And it looks like taking it for the Clockers will be Mateus. Got to push it a little bit further back. Throw-in goes to Luis Manhañez, one of 3 goal scorers for the Clockers last Monday, on his 18th birthday, no less. And the Clockers' lone win of the season so far. Dentino feeding it up, attempting at least to Deaver. Controlled here by Brian Sagat, and now off to Dentino. Still looking for that opening. Some very close man-to-man pressure here so far put on by the Blue Raiders, really not giving Clockers much opportunity to look up and make the pass. Doing a nice job of filling the passing lanes as well so far. So here's an opportunity for the Blue Raiders down the far sideline. Tied up nicely by Carlos Espino. And he has control of it. It's an ill-advised pass, but they got away with it. But turned back over here toward the top of the zone. Thought we might get a whistle there on a takedown of Patrick Eza, but no whistle. We continue on, and now here's an opportunity, but fed too far for a streaking Andre Costa as the Hopedale goalie comes way out to field that one. 0-0 here so far between Hopedale and your Ashland Clockers here in the first half. Another offensive attempt by the Blue Raiders thwarted by the Clocker defense. Ball still loose. I'd have to say, I mean, overall so far tonight, it's been Hopedale controlling the better part of the tempo and the pace so far. Clockers unable to really establish themselves in the offensive zone. So, Skora Dumov boots one out toward midfield, stopped by the Blue Raiders. Opportunity down the far sideline now for Patrick Eza. We get a whistle. This looks like it's going to be a turnover. I'm not sure exactly what, but it will go to Hopedale with a free kick here in their defensive zone. Ball's pushed up ahead, off a couple of heads there, one for each team. Still trying to find a way to control this one. It's booted out of bounds by the Clockers, so it'll be a Hopedale opportunity on a throw-in on the far sideline in the Ashland zone. Again, Hopedale comes into tonight's game with a 1-1 record. Not many games so far. They had one of them canceled and have just, again, played the 2 games so far this season, so we don't really know much about them or how they do under pressure. So, again, the non-league game tonight, we don't normally see Hopedale or see them frequently. Ashland's still working its way a bit through a non-league schedule so far. But schedule maker's not doing them any favors this week. This is the first of 3 games, so we'll be back here tomorrow night on WACA-TV as the Clockers will be taking on Medfield, who coming into tonight have a 1-3-1 record, and then back here again on WACA-TV Thursday night against Bellingham, and they currently have a 1-5 record. So a couple of really good opportunities here for Ashland to boost their win total, but they got to get started here tonight against the 1-1 Hopedale Blue Raiders. Ashland working its way up the far sideline. Battle of the headers so far. Again, something we did not see last year in that strange COVID-influenced season. But they're back this year, so obviously are the corner kicks. Oh, looked like a good opportunity, but I think we got an offsides call here. So ball will go back to the Clockers. Skora Dumov doing the honors here for the Clockers. Let's see. He certainly has the ability to boot it 40, 50 yards at a clip. Okay, it looks like a reverse substitution now as David Eza comes off. He might be limping a little bit as well, but he's coming off. Oliver Wood back in. Okay, time is back in. Skora Dumov with that, again, that long line drive boot. working its way deep into the zone. There's an opportunity, but just booted out of harm's way by the Hopedale defense, and this time it'll get booted right out of bounds on the far sideline. I was looking like could have been Ashland's best opportunity of the night so far, but here's a quick turnaround throw-in by the Clockers. There's a big left-footed kick, short-hopped, not handled cleanly, but eventually gathered in by the Hopedale goalie. So that might be the Clockers' first shot of the night, as that Hopedale goalie is signaling his players to move way far down. He's going to boot this one right to the 50, right at midfield. Controlled here by Hopedale. Good pressure by the Clockers. And turned over, in fact. That's Mateus looking for some help. Gets it over to Espino. Feeds it off to the far sideline. Here's a foot race down the far sideline. Gathered by the Clockers. They're there first. Back passing now. Nice little dish. Good energy there from co-captain Manhañez. Dintino feeds further back down, but ridden off and gathered out of bounds by Hopedale. Dintino with a throw-in. Back to Oliver Wood. Will reset the offense a bit. Back to midfield. Pass a little bit short, but gathered in and back to Oliver Wood quickly. And again, Hopedale putting tremendous pressure on defensively. Just great back checking. Very much closer defense than we saw last week here. Clockers continue to try to feed it every which way they can. There's a blatant push there by Mateus, and gets the whistle. And he's going to get spoken to by the ref. Probably getting pretty close to a yellow card if he doesn't calm down a bit. But it's a free kick here for the Blue Raiders. Surprising that neither of those players was called offsides there, but play continues. Heavy pressure here by Dintino, trying to force a play. Should I make that Ethan Tell on the defensive pressure? Ball's loose in front of the Ashland net, but able to clear it out. Here's Matt Silva all by himself against four guys and making surprising progress before he's finally ridden off the ball. Some good energy, good speed there from him. But now Hopedale trying to turn it back around. Skormadunov boots it into the bleachers, into the Hopedale section, and out of bounds. Sending a message there, I suppose. So this will be a throw in here for Hopedale. We work our way through the first half. Still 0-0, Hopedale and Ashland here on a beautiful autumn night at Walker Field at the Ashland Middle School. Whether you're joining us on Facebook or on YouTube, we're glad to have you with us here. Josh Abrams on the call. Another one goes out of bounds deeper into the Ashland defensive zone. For a moment that was called Hopedale ball, but its call's been corrected now. It will be Ashland ball. Throw-in goes to Oliver Wood. Again, heavy pressure here defensively from Hopedale. As Ashland having trouble getting it out. Mateus back passing here to Espino. Make that Vinny Pinto. Excuse me, we've got some new numbers out here. Oh, no, I was right the first time. Trying to read the numbers. Carlos Espino, 15. And ball gets driven out of bounds on the far sideline. Turnover here, and Hopedale with the throw-in. Trying to work something magically down the far sideline. Espino equal to the task. And now we've got a whistle away from the ball. It's going to go Hopedale's way. And they're going to get a free kick around the 40-yard line on the football field in Ashland territory. Ball's booted toward the net. Good opportunity, corralled momentarily by Hopedale. The ball is bouncing around loose and finally knocked away from the goal mouth and over to the far sideline where it'll be picked up by a Clocker, driven further upfield but out of bounds right in front of the Clocker bench. Throw in for Hopedale, down the far sideline. A little bit of a tangle there, and it's going to draw the foul as the Hopedale player hit the turf. This looks like this will probably be a free kick deep in the Ashland zone. Clockers lining up their defense. Here's the shot on goal. Through a lot of people, but David Skorodumov jumps up, makes the catch, and boots it well into Hopedale territory. Hopedale does a nice job corralling the loose ball. Still with control of it. But turned over here. Let's see if the Clockers can make something happen. Okay, quickly off the foot of Vinny Pinto. Kept in. Back and forth we go. Clockers try a centering pass, but it's too soft. Hopedale able to get to it. Some good defense there by number 21, Matt Silva. Pushing it ahead here to Ethan Tell down the far sideline. Putting it into the corner. And it'll go out of bounds off the Clockers as Silva unfortunately was screened by the referee trying to get to that one. So it'll be goal kick here for Hopedale. Ball reaches just about to midfield. It's loose here, bouncing around. Looks like the Clockers will have control of it. Trying to feed Silva there in the middle of the field, but it is turned over. Hopedale has it. Back and forth we go. Down the far sideline, kept in bounds. And then out of bounds, off Hopedale. A terrific play defensively by the Clockers to force a turnover there. So it'll be a throw in here for the Clockers. Again, I don't think the Clockers are used to seeing this level. The player right on their back, right in their face. There's another turnover. Be another throw in here for the Clockers on the far sideline. Trying to get it right in front of the bench, the Hopedale bench. Clockers come out with it. There's a nice pass to Silva. Back pass momentarily to Sagat. He can't handle it, so they'll regroup here a bit. Little ball handling, dishing off now to Ethan Dentino. He'll put a left foot in on net. Blocked by a header. Good opportunity there for Sagat. Blocked again. He gets ridden off. Two players get tangled up. No whistle. There's a trip. And they're going to call that one. So that'll be a free kick for Hopedale. Definitely feels like a much more physical game than we saw last Monday night in the Ashland win. But again, we'll see how this one plays out. Lights are on now here at Walker Field. It's a long boot. Skorodumov comes way out, able to make the save, but does collide with a Hopedale player. No whistle there. Ball is able to get driven over to the far sideline out of harm's way. Now the Clockers trying to make something happen on the near sideline. They'll keep possession here in the out of bounds, do a throw in, but we do get a whistle as both teams will make substitutions. And again, I want to take a moment here to thank tonight's sponsor, Marathon Deli. I want to mention they are available for takeout, delivery, and catering, located at 12C Union Street, Route 135 here in Ashland. Open Monday through Saturday. Back to the action at hand. Clockers trying to control things here at midfield. Back pass Espino over to Oliver Wood. Wood has a man streaking on the far sideline, but the pass is too short and broken up by Hopedale. Some good pressure here by the Clockers, but Hopedale's breaking through. It's a shot on goal, but it sails hard wide right and out of bounds. So the score remains 0-0 between the two teams. And looks like that ball may have deflected off an Ashland defender, as the call here is a corner kick for Hopedale coming out of the near sideline here. Here's the shot on net. It's bouncing off a couple of heads. It's still loose in front of the net. It's bouncing off legs. Now here's the shot off the crossbar and out of bounds. So Ashland dodges a bullet there. It's still 0-0, but this time they have possession of the ball. Skorodumov be taking the honors from his own box. Signal his team to come together at midfield. Boots it away right down the middle. Ball's bouncing between the two teams, not under control yet by either team. Deaver breaks things up there momentarily, but the ball's still loose. And then trickles out of bounds, staying Hopedale ball. They're going to get the throw in here. Clean pass. Still with control, trying to work it over here to the near side now. Ball's at mid-center of the field. Good hustle by Tintino, but he has a collision. He's a bit shaken up on the field, but play continues as the ball goes out of bounds across the goal line. Okay, Tintino moving better now. He was shaken up on the play, but takes the inbounds. That did go Clocker way on that call, that out of bounds call. So pass up to Matt Silva. Nope, make that. Oh, got a number here that isn't on the roster. So number 24 on Ashland. We'll get that number for you hopefully at the half. Ball trickles in on Skorodumov. He eats it up, quickly throws it up to Deaver, playing a different position tonight on the far sideline. Thank you. So we did actually get a name thanks to a parent in the crowd here, Keegan Kelly, number 24, the nice playback there. And assuming he's been called up to varsity given their shorthanded situation, missing Kai Costa, MJ Flynn, and Ty Geary tonight. So Deaver now with it on the far sideline, pushing it up ahead. Hopedale able to clear it. Espino looking for some help here. He's dribbling around the in the Hopedale end, pushing it back over into the Ashland end to Oliver Wood. Wood to Dentino now. Dentino getting some pressure, kicking it back to Oliver Wood. And finally, succumbing to that defensive pressure, they push it all the way back to their goalie. One times it up. They're going to try and reset here. Espino, again, having some trouble here. Clockers having a little trouble gaining the midfield. Ball gets kicked out of bounds, kept by the Clockers. Pushing ahead to Deaver on the far sideline. He's double teamed. Hopedale breaks that one up. Ball loose at midfield. Oliver Wood steps up with it. Passing ahead here momentarily to Ethan Tell. Kicks it right back to Dentino. Hopedale again continues to control the pace here. Definitely have had the best opportunities for scoring so far tonight. This one goes out of bounds, however. Turned over to the Clockers, Ethan Dentino with the throw-in. Again, we have no scoreboard tonight. We can't give you how much time is left in the half. But I can tell you that it is 0-0 between Hopedale and your Ashland Clockers. As Wood, a somewhat dangerous centering pass attempt to Espino. Again, who's under some heavy pressure. The forechecking by Hopedale tonight has been spectacular, to put it in a word. As unforced error here, Ashland turns it over at the far sideline. Hopedale the long throw-in, but unable to control it. As Brian Sagat has it momentarily, but facing three Hopedale players, pushes it back. Oliver Wood with it under control, dishing to Dentino. Quick pass there to Keegan Kelly. So Clockers continue to pass well, but they have not been able to solve the Hopedale defense yet, just this swarming pressure defense. Here's an opportunity down the near sideline for Hopedale. They'll be the first ones to it. Looking to center, trying to get around Dentino with good pressure here defensively. Able to knock the ball away and out of bounds, but it'll stay Hopedale ball on the throw-in. The nice throw-in. Espino is able to head it out of the way to Oliver Wood, but it's still loose in front of the Ashland net. Wide open opportunity, unforced, and just boots it. Hopedale boots it far side wide. Clockers really caught a break on that one. Seemed to be a defensive breakdown in front of the net, but Hopedale unable to cash in. We are still 0-0 here late in the first half in Clockertown. Skorodumov boots it out toward the 50. He might start getting tired with all these. He's a lot more involved tonight. Espino dishes off to Oliver Wood, who's able to keep it in bounds, but put it right onto the foot of a Hopedale defender. Turns it right back over to the Clockers. They had Silva streaking at midfield. He's going to drive it even deeper, but too far for teammate Montañez. And an easy save there for the Hopedale goalie. Puts it right onto the foot of one of his teammates, defender. And Hopedale able to very cleanly push it up the far sideline. Dentino's going to get Dentino no whistle on that. Dentino may have gotten away with one there. Clockers with an opportunity, but unable to break out of their own zone yet. Keegan Kelly looking for an opening. Has the ball stripped, but onto the foot of Dentino. He's going to pass back to Skorodumov. He's going to just backpedal and gather it in. And here's another long boot. He clears the 50 this time. Headed right back into Ashland territory by Hopedale, and they control. Nice pass right up the middle here. Can't find a streaking teammate, and Espino able to push it ahead to Deaver on the far sideline. He's streaking down the far sideline now, looking for some help. Nice burst of speed by Deaver, pushing it back to a wide open teammate in Brian Sagat. He gets a shot on net, but it sails well high and over the soccer net and the football goalpost. So still 0-0 here in the first half, Hopedale and the Clockers. So goal kick here for Hopedale. Ball still loose here at midfield. The Clockers look like they may have had an opportunity there, but Hopedale able to close the ranks. And now pushing ahead, they've got a man open on the far sideline. It's a foot race now. He is going to get a shot off. And that shot sails wide to the right. So it sounds like the Hopedale crowd was looking for a penalty there. They didn't get it, and Clockers dodge yet another bullet. It is still 0-0 as we get a couple of substitutions here for both teams. Again, Clockers playing shorthanded tonight. 3 starters not in the lineup. Skorodumov will kick things off here for the Clockers as we move further into the first half. Okay. Ball's loose here, but controlled by Hopedale. Down the far sideline now. Ridden off, kept in here, and then out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in here for Hopedale on the far sideline. So again, so far tonight, it's been all Hopedale with the offensive opportunities. Clockers had maybe one. They did have one sail high over the net, but it's been few and far between so far offensively for the Clockers. A very different game than we saw last Monday night, as they've caught a couple of breaks on defense. Hopedale not able to cash in their chips just yet, as we get a few more substitutions here. Coach Tiago Mota has to keep some fresh players out there. He's playing with a shortened lineup tonight. Throw in with a spin. Unable to do anything with it. Hopedale was able to corral it deeper in the Ashland zone. Here's an opportunity. Header attempt. Skorodumov makes the diving save. Going to try and get a transition game going here quickly, and he's going to just boot it. Played nicely by Hopedale and forced right back in. Hopedale with control of it. Getting some pressure now from Clockers, but Hopedale able to solve it so far. That pass a little too hot to handle for Deaver. Ball winds up getting turned over to Hopedale as they now make an attempt down the far sideline. They've got a man beating the defense, but Skorodumov smartly and aggressively comes out to thwart that attempt. So this one's going to go on to Lucas Demora. Again, this is the spot where the Clockers seem to have the most trouble getting it out of their zone and then setting something up offensively. But here we go. Another attempt, again, just kicked out of bounds by Hopedale, and the Clockers will take over with a throw-in deep in the offensive zone. See if they can take advantage of this opportunity. So it looked like Deaver's going to take the throw-in, but now it'll be in the hands of Felipe Mateus. He dishes to Brian Sagat, and again, heavy pressure here. They are not giving them an inch so far. Clock's just not able to break out. They are kind of trapped by something of a triangle defense here by the Hopedale. A nice pass attempt, but broken up smartly by Hopedale. Another shot blocked, or pass. Players are flying around right now. Oliver Wood's going to be the first man there. He's able to keep Hopedale from taking advantage. Ball still loose. Clockers have a man open. It gets by, but again, kicked out of bounds. Nice safe play. Clockers not able to keep this one in. It's going to go out of bounds far side. Throw in attempt here for Hopedale. So Hopedale working their way down the far sideline, but kicked away by Oliver Wood. Kept in by Hopedale now. Clockers double teaming Hopedale, but he's still able to come out with it. Wood takes a late shot. We'll see. We'll get the whistle just as Skorodumov booted it out of harm's way. It looks like we're going to get a free kick here for the Clockers as Oliver Wood got shoved way after the play. So again, if you're just joining us, whether on at WACA-TV.com, on Facebook, or on YouTube, Hopedale and your Clockers tied 0-0 late in the first half. It's a battle of one-win teams. Hopedale comes in tonight at 1-1, the Clockers at 1-3. Skorodumov has been trying this all night, but again, Hopedale's been doing a great job of reading where that ball's going to go and just heading it out of the way. And this one gets booted all the way back. He's going to have to take another shot. Going to chip this one a bit to Demora, who heads it ahead now. As Tyler Robinson couldn't quite get a handle on that one. Oliver Wood heads it, but out of bounds, and this will be Hopedale ball. They're going to try and turn things over here quickly. It's a quick throw in down the far sideline. Dentino intercepts it, knocks it out of bounds, but it's now deeper in the Clocker zone. And again, another quick throw in here. Terrific throw. Headed out of the way by Espino, but this is a dangerous play. It's loose in front still. Nobody can get a handle on it. Blocked again. Still can't get it out. It's loose. These are high percentage shots for Hopedale, and they just were not able to connect. Cleared, but not out. Clocker still trying to get it out of here. Hopedale just outplaying them, out hustling them right now. Skorodumov has it. He's just going to catch a little bit of a breather here, try and settle things down for his teammates. So Skorodumov boots it out to the 40, but again, headed and by Hopedale. This is Lucas Demora trying to get the ball under control, find a teammate. It winds up on the foot of Manhanias. And now back to Demora. Manhanias again with it, but getting heavy pressure even this far away from the goal. Dentino looking for an opening now. Up top to Manhanias. Left footer trying to thread the needle. It's broken up. The ball's up high in the air. Teams are battling for it. Controlled momentarily by Demora, but Hopedale comes down with it, and now it's on the far sideline. David Eza seems to misplay it, but he's able to kick it off a Hopedale player and out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in here for the Clockers as we get some more substitutions. Okay, so we do have a whistle on the field. We weren't clear if it was halftime or a timeout, but it does appear to be halftime. Again, we are working without a clock here tonight, so we're going to call this one at the half, 0-0 between Hopedale and your Ashland Clockers. I'm Josh Abrams saying we'll see you back here for the second half action here on WACA-TV.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Marathon such as the Mayflower wrap, as well as the Honey Bee wrap. They'll be sure to get your mouth watering. Serving Metro West for over 24 years, give them a call at 508-231-1859 or find them on the web at marathondeli.com.
And welcome back to second half action as your Ashland Clockers are hosting the Hopedale Blue Raiders here at the Ashland Middle School Walker Field. If you're just joining us, you didn't miss much scoring in the first half as we played to a 0-0 tie. The offensive opportunities definitely went Hopedale's way in the first half, so we'll see if the Clockers can change things up now that they've changed sides. Clockers, of course, wearing their Clocker blue uniforms, Hopedale in the white tonight, as the Clockers will be going from left to right across your screen. Matt Silva gets ridden off here as an opportunity again for Hopedale. Get tangled up. There's no whistle. Is Silva able to come away with it? Ill-advised pass, almost centered, as another Hopedale player hits the turf. Still no whistle. As David Eza is getting ridden off the ball to go out of bounds. And it'll go Hopedale way. A quick throw in here as Hopedale trying to take advantage here on offense. They've had the opportunity so far, but haven't been able to cash in. Ball again trickles out of bounds. Hopedale will try another quick throw in. They're working their way down the near sideline. There's a long throw in toward the net. Brushed away by the Ashland defense and pushed up the near sideline, trying to find Patrick Eza. But Hopedale collects. Back and forth we go. Here's an opportunity. Deaver can't quite get to it in time as Hopedale rides it off, pushes it to the far sideline. Hopedale controlled, trying to push it back. Ball's loose at midfield, gathered in by the Clockers. That's Espino trying to find Matt Silva. Silva runs into a Hopedale defender, and the ball does in fact get turned over. Hopedale will take the throw in here on the near sideline. This ball gets pushed further down the near sideline, kept in by Hopedale. Heavy pressure. Here's a centering attempt. Clockers try to clear, but right off his own teammate. Gathered in here by Brian Sagat. He gets ridden off. Clockers still trying to get this ball out of here. And finally they break out. Felipe Mateus pushing it up ahead on the far sideline. They had Patrick Eza streaking, but not able to connect. But it's certainly a different play. We hadn't seen that one yet tonight. Clockers an opportunity on the far sideline now. As the ball toward the net, Patrick Eza can't get to it before gathered in by the Hopedale goalie. So a decent offensive opportunity there for the Clockers, but they need to build on it if they want to put one in the net tonight. Some physical activity there between opposing players. Ball still loose right around midfield, but Hopedale's able to gather it in and control. Pushing ahead, they've got a man breaking, but Skor Dumov comes way out and one time kicks it. A lot of backspin right at midfield. Hopedale comes away with it. Oliver Wood able to break that attempt up. Gathered in and pushed back toward midfield. Hopedale collect for a moment. There's Sagat pushing ahead. It's a foot race. Deaver's out there and just gets beaten to the ball by the Hopedale goalie. That ball goes flying well out of bounds, but it'll be Clocker ball. Quick throw in here by Matt Silva. And he wasn't deep enough. The ref wants. Oh. So he got called for an illegal throw-in, the turnover here, and now Hopedale will get the throw-in. Centering pass. Hopedale working it on the near sideline, broken up nicely there by Carlos Espino. Hopedale get yet another throw-in here on the near sideline. Working it into the corner. Espino there, but he lets it roll right over the goal line and out of bounds. This will be Clocker ball. So some of our shorthandedness tonight has been resolved. We do have the scoreboard in action here in the second half, and I can tell you that we're ticking down toward 35.5 minutes to go in the second half. 0-0 so far between these two teams, Hopedale and the Clockers. Skor Dumov boots it out toward midfield. And again, Hopedale corrals it, but turned back over. Trying to find Silva, streaking. Here's an opportunity. Ezza has it. Misses the shot. He actually whiffed on it. Gets shoved in the back, but no whistle there. Whistle seems to be swallowed here in the second half, as certainly plays that could have been whistled are not being whistled here in the second half. This ball rolls way down the near sideline. Fielded incorrectly by the ball boy. Ball never actually made it out of bounds. It was right on the line. It's going to stay Hopedale ball. And we're going to get a throw in here for Hopedale right by midfield. Brian Sagat getting pushed back by the ref. Right back on. Good aggressive play by Sagat, and he comes away with it. Looking for a winger. Still dribbling. Nice pass cross field here. Clockers wind up getting ridden off the ball here. Silva a little late, couldn't quite get there in time, but this should be controlled by the Clockers. Pushed all the way back to Skorodumov. Teammate there is able to control it. Onto the foot of Sagat. Scott's going to send it deep. He's got Silva streaking. Had to catch up to it. Silva trying to break through two men and can't do it. Heavy physical activity, and that time he gets the whistle. It's going to go Clocker way. So Sagat is going to get a free kick here. Let's see if the Clockers can do something here. They've been shut out so far tonight. And this is going to be one of their best opportunities so far. So Sagat, he had the shot, beautiful curve on it, and just clips the crossbar. Clocker still with another shot on net, gets blocked aside. Sagat again, can't quite connect. Clocker's control, pushing it in. By far the best offensive opportunity of the night. Sagat on the free kick was able to bend it, but unable to find the back of the net. Okay, so the Clockers with their best sustained offensive attempts so far tonight, they'll get a corner kick as the clock ticks down to about 32 and a half to go in the second half. Josh Abrams running solo with you tonight here on WACA-TV. Glad to have you with us. Clockers with a corner kick attempt. And there's a big crowd in front of that net. Here's the shot on net. It's loose and just popped off ahead and over the top of the net. Another great opportunity for the Clockers, but still neither team able to cash in so far. We're still tied 0-0. There's a long kick here by the Clocker goalie. A terrific push ahead by Hopedale. Carlos Espino able to get to it, push it all the way back to Skorodumov. He boots it out to midfield. Got to tell you, the Hopedale players are excellent at getting to the ball, putting a head on it, and breaking up any attempt that the Clockers have had. Here's Silva with a 2-on-0. He was able to knock it past the goalie, but out of bounds. It's going to go Clocker way off the goalie. The ref is going to call it for the Clockers. A corner kick opportunity here on the near corner. So Sagat, again, had such a great shot on goal there on a free kick. He's going to take the corner here. He's left-footed. Here's the corner. Ball's up, and it's off the side of the net and out of bounds. So another good opportunity, just a few inches to the right, and all for naught. So the Blue Raiders will take over here. Hopedale, Blue Raiders take over. We're under 31 minutes to go in the second half. Here's a misfire by the Hopedale goalie. Silva, left-footed, over a defender, and it'll just sail harmlessly out of bounds, well wide of the net. Going to get our first substitutions of the second half. Take a moment again to thank our sponsors. Our main sponsor tonight, Marathon Deli. Great variety of subs, specialty wraps, paninis, family pasta dinners, appetizers, and more. You can check them out at 508-231-1859 or on the web at marathondeli.com. So Oliver Wood giving Hopedale a taste of his own medicine as he blocks a clearing kick by the goalie with a header. And now here's an opportunity on the far sideline for the Clockers. 2 men to beat, though. He's double teamed, gets it away, far side corner. Shot on net, eaten up by the Hopedale goalie, and he gets it out quickly here to the near sideline now. Pressure put on by Philippe Mateus, but they're going to push it ahead on the far side, near sideline. Nice play by Isaac Iris. Hopedale still with control. Ridden off again by Iris. He pushes it up ahead. Clockers catch a little bit of a break there as Sagat feeds it on ahead. He's covering a lot of ground tonight. One of the tri-captains, Manhañas, has it, misfires to Sagat, and the ball's going to dribble deep into the Ashland zone, corralled by Espino, and he'll just kick it back to Skorodumov. Skorodumov with a long pass to the far sideline to an open man, without getting some pressure. Hopedale's dialed it back just a little bit. Clockers seeing a little bit more daylight than they've seen so far tonight. I'm going to, again, just push it back to Skorodumov. They're going to try kind of a triangle play here, try to reset on the far sideline. Now, a little bit of four corners action here right now. This clock ticks down, about 28:40 to go here in the second half. A scoreless game between your Ashland Clockers and the Hopedale Blue Raiders. Again, Blue Raiders coming in tonight at 1-1. Clockers at 1-3. Their most recent game, a loss at Hopkinton Friday night. Clockers with an opportunity here on the far sideline. Manhañas gets ridden off. The ball still loose here on the far sideline. Turned over to Oliver Wood, who's got some daylight. Gets it ahead now to Silva. Silva under heavy pressure, able to dribble away from it, but still too many men to beat. He can't find an open man. Hopedale comes away with it. A little turnover here, but Clockers can't quite take advantage. The ball's getting pushed back deeper into the Hopedale zone, and now they'll come out with it on the far sideline. Again, play's getting more and more physical the later we get into this game as the whistle seems to have been swallowed here in the second half. Clockers with the ball now on the far sideline, trying to set something up. Hopedale able to force a turnover here. They don't have numbers. But here's Espino trying to break it up, and he does. Oliver Wood boots it out of harm's way, but right onto the foot of a Hopedale player. Now they are close to having numbers. They're dribbling straight through the Ashland defense. A shot on net gets past Skorodumov, but dribbles harmlessly to the far side. So starting to look a little bit dangerous, but they do get away with one. Scoring update brought to us by Rob Silver, who'll be doing the volleyball game tonight. Girls soccer with a 1-0 win over the Hudson Hawks. The goal scored by Allie Laughlin. Meanwhile, here at the Ashland Middle School at Walker Field, we've got a 0-0 game going. 26 and a half or so to go in the second half. A corner kick opportunity for the Blue Raiders. They defer. Here's an opportunity. Cross field. Ball's loose, gathered in by Silva, and able to push it out of harm's way, but corralled here by Hopedale. Clockers putting a little bit more defensive pressure on than they were in the first half. But Hopedale driving toward the net, centering pass attempt. It's open. They had the man, and just too many men left uncovered there. As Hopedale finally finds the back of the net, they take a 1-0 lead at the 26-minute mark of the second half. So Clockers have been living dangerously all night, and Hopedale finally made them pay. By far more offensive opportunities for Hopedale so far tonight, and now the Clockers, the 1-goal deficit here in the second half. Andre Costa will start things off here at midfield for the Clockers once teams are set. He's got Tyler Robinson here on the near wing. So Clockers with control, looking to set something up here, try and get that goal right back. But again, Hopedale able to break this one up. Ball still loose in the Hopedale end. But again, Hopedale, for the most part, controlling this one. They're just going to throw it down the far sideline as David Eza hustles down there. We get a whistle. Get an offsides call here. So we, again, appreciate you joining us here on WACA-TV tonight. If you're looking for the girls' volleyball game, I'm sorry to inform you it's going to be on tape delay tonight. It will be up as soon as they can get to it. But for now, live coverage of boys soccer as the Clockers are taking on the Hopedale Blue Raiders. Ashland looking to set something up here offensively, pushing it back now to 22. Again, another player I don't have on my roster tonight is the Clockers are forced to call up some JV players playing shorthanded with 3 key players. I'm informed 22, Jamie Draper, seeing his first action of the night. But Hopedale with the ball right now as they push it across midfield, looking to capitalize on their 1-0 lead. There's an opportunity in the middle of the field. He's going to get a shot off. Skoradua with a diving save. He's done a great job of keeping the Clockers in this one so far tonight, as Hopedale's had many, many offensive opportunities, but only been able to cash in on one of them so far tonight. Hopedale had a man open, but he was open because he was offsides. Turnover here. The Clockers will take it. Skoramadunov way out here to kick this one down as we tick down toward 23 minutes to go in the second half. Again, Skoramadunov has like 40, 50-yard capability. He drives it down, but right onto the head of a Hopedale player again. Silva trying to set things up. He pushes it into the corner. This will be Tyler Robinson coming out with it. Still too many men to beat, though. Settled in here. Clocker still facing a wall of 3 defenders. Pushing it out now to Keegan Kelly. Back up top now, under heavy pressure. Back to Jamie Draper. Unforced errors, he kicks it out of bounds. Bad turnover there for the Clockers, and Hopedale have the throw in here on the near sideline. Both teams make minor substitutions here, and now we're ready for the throw-in as we approach the 22-minute mark of the second half. This ball trickles deep into the Ashland zone and out of bounds off the Clockers, so the Hopedale have another throw-in opportunity. Centering pass attempt over the head of David Eza. Ball comes loose, a one-time shot on net. Skoraduma with another diving save, not able to control it, and ball's going to roll out of bounds over the goal line for a corner kick opportunity for Hopedale. So a great shot on goal, but Skoradumov had clear vision, saw it the whole way, and able to knock it out of harm's way. Centering attempt blocked by the Clockers, but it'll be another corner kick opportunity on the far sideline for Hopedale. It's a long centering attempt. No good for Hopedale. Skoradumov has it and boots it away. He's got a man open there at midfield, not able to control it, and Hopedale's able to take control here. Now here come the Clockers flying down the far sideline. Got a man open down there, ridden off the ball. And now Hopedale with control. Pass attempt blocked by the Clockers. Hopedale content to just sit back and hold it for a moment. Trying to work it up the far sideline, intercepted. And then out of bounds. This will be a turnover here. Hopedale get the throw-in on the far sideline. as we approach the 20-minute mark now to go in the second half. Hopedale up 1-0 over your Clockers. So again, the Clockers trying to boost that win total tonight. They come in tonight at 1-3. And it's a busy week here at WACA-TV, but for the soccer team specifically, as they're right back here tomorrow night at Walker Field against Medfield, who comes into the game at 1-3-1, and then play again Thursday night, this time against Bellingham, currently at 1-5. So a couple of really good opportunities coming up here for the Clockers, but they need to get on the board here tonight. Want to at least salvage a tie here tonight if they can. Clockers with the ball under control on the far sideline. Pass ahead. But such narrow passing windows. As again, the Hopedale defense has just been terrific tonight, swarming at every opportunity. Clockers got an opening here. There's a long centering pass all the way across. This is Vinny Pinto putting it back in front of the net, headed away, controlled momentarily by David Eza. He'll get a shot off, but no pressure and an easy save for the Hopedale goalie. Saw it all the way as Eza just trying to put it in on net. Here's a high kick at midfield, headed by the Clockers. Ball still loose. Still at midfield. A lot of heading going on. Hopedale attempts to keep it in, but can't do it. Turnover here for the Clockers. And now Mateus trying to make something happen at midfield. That pass intercepted by Hopedale. And then turned right back over. The Clockers have it on the far sideline, looking to set something up. Back pass here. Back to Mateus. Mateus now on the far sideline. Intercepted and booted way far away by Hopedale. This one is going to probably go out of... Oh, it's going to be kept in, and Skora Dumov is going to take it himself. Dribbling upfield. We're down to about 18 minutes to go in the second half. Clockers down 1-0. They have not been able to solve that long kick yet, as Hopedale has been able to measure it up every single time. Hopedale with an opportunity here, as they always seem to be in the right place at the right time. Clockers unable to clear the ball. There's a nice slide tackle by Eza. They had a man open. It was David Eza, but they couldn't reach him. Now Deaver dribbling. Nice drop pass here for Pinto. Pinto puts it in the corner for Tyler Robinson. Robinson back to Pinto. A centering attempt onto a Clocker foot, but not able to control just yet. Nice pass attempt. Deaver's open for a moment. Shot just wide of a diving goalie. Great opportunity for Deaver, but just wide to the short side as the score remains 1-0 in favor of Hopedale. We got a whistle on the field. And now the goal kick. This one out by midfield. Headed by the Clockers, but it's going backwards. Pushing it into the Hopedale zone and then pushed right back out again. Pinto with a header. And now Hopedale driving down the near sideline. Pinto tries to draw the foul, but doesn't get it, as this ball gets knocked out of bounds. That'd be a corner kick here for Hopedale. So again, Hopedale, plenty of great offensive opportunities tonight, but only able to score once. It's 1-0 here with just over 16 minutes to go in the second half. Here's a long centering pass by Hopedale. The only head on it, the Clockers, and this one's going to dribble all the way across the field to the far sideline and out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in here for Hopedale. Another long throw-in by Hopedale. This ball is loose in front, headed out of the way, and then further pushed further up the far sideline, but pushed right back in by Hopedale. Flying body, a little bit of a dangerous play, but Pinto is able to connect on a long header, and then it's off of Pinto and out of bounds. So still Hopedale ball, looking for a far sideline. I think he took way too many steps as the whistle is blown. They're going to back him up. let him take another shot at it. It's almost the basketball equivalent of traveling on that play. Throw in by Hopedale, but controlled by the Clockers. Pushed on the near sideline and out. Long pass there intercepted by Hopedale. And now they've got another offensive opportunity as they push it further into the zone. Player goes down, no whistle. Much to the Hopedale parents' chagrin. Still have not really gotten a whistle as the play has gotten more and more physical here in the second half. About 14 and a half to go. There's a long shot right on net, but right into the chest of the Hopedale goalie. Clockers just have not been able to solve him tonight. They've had a few opportunities, a couple of good ones, but again, not able to connect so far as Hopedale's defense has been more than they can handle for the most part. But here's an opportunity down the near sideline. Ball's drifting further and further back, and the whistle goes against David Eza. I think that might have been a makeup call, as certainly not as egregious as some of the plays that have been let go so far tonight. We are getting a sub for Hopedale now, as the clock ticks down under 14 minutes to go here in the second half. So Hopedale with a free kick deep in their own defensive zone. And definitely a hint of autumn here tonight as temperatures dipping down into the low 60s at this point, 72 at game time. Here's a long clearing kick by Hopedale. It's off David Eza. Hopedale with control and able to beat a three-on-one opportunity there. Ball dribbles out of bounds off Hopedale, though, and here's an Ashland opportunity. Pass back to Espino. And all the way back to his goalie. So we'll see how they play this one. Skoraduma has to be getting tired at this point as he's had plenty of long kicks. He's been called upon quite a bit here tonight as like the starting point of the Clocker offense. Clockers under heavy pressure. Max Deaver able to dish it off. Here's a centering pass attempt and just saved aggressively coming out of net by the Hopedale goalie. Goalie boots it out toward midfield. Hopedale has it. Nice header, and they're flying down the near sideline. Espino trying to catch up to him. Here's a stop. It's a shot or centering pass attempt blocked nicely by, I believe, Pinto. Oh, make that Espino. But it is a corner kick opportunity again for Hopedale. So again, a corner kick attempt here for Hopedale. Here's a long centering attempt. Headed out of the way, but right onto the foot of a Hopedale player. We got a whistle before the shot. So this one's going to go against Hopedale. The Clockers get it. So the ball's loose. Back and forth. It's driven all the way back into the Clocker zone. Skoradumov way out to field it. Under pressure, he winds up picking it up, and now he'll just boot it back upfield. See if he can get there before they set. It's one of the first times tonight that Hopedale has not been able to put a head right on one of those long kicks by Skoradumov. Able to prevent one here. Andre Costa had it momentarily, but ridden off. Able to keep it. He's tripped as he's trying to go for the ball out of bounds, but no call there. I guess that he did get the call, as it was initially called for Hopedale, but then given to Ashland. So Ashland trying to make something happen here on the far sideline now. This ball's driven out of bounds. Want to take a moment to thank our WACA-TV crew tonight. I know we've got Connor, Nick, and Tom with us tonight, doing a great job. And another Ashland shot on goal eaten up by the Hopedale goalie. We're down to just 10 minutes to go now in the second half. Hopedale with a 1-0 lead. It's a long boot toward midfield. Pinto had an elbow on his back, and I think that's going to be the call there, as Hopedale's going to get a free kick toward midfield in their defensive end of the field. It's a long centering attempt there by Hopedale. Somehow finds it onto the foot of a Hopedale player. Nice little give and go there. They've got a great opportunity here. Cutting, trying to get the shot off, and Skorodumov dives, takes the ball off the foot of a falling Hopedale player. This ball's booted deep, but again, Hopedale able to get that head on and able to control it, and it gets pushed all the way back to the Ashland goalie, Skorodumov. He's going to dribble up here, try and drive that ball deeper than Hopedale's used to, but again, right onto a head. There's another, that was a nice head by the Clockers, but driven out of bounds on the far side by Hopedale. This is going to be an Ashland throw-in after the substitutions are completed. We're ticking down now to about 8.5 to go here in the second half. Hopedale with a 1-0 lead. Here's the throw-in by the Clockers. David Eza has it. Here's a centering attempt. Yep, there's an interesting call there, as Brian Sagat had a Hopedale player right up his back.
Let's go, Brian!
It's going to be another free kick opportunity for Sagat. He just missed a beautiful bending shot on a free kick earlier in this game.
Get 10, Brian!
And he's going up against a Hopedale wall. Let's see how he plays this one. Okay, remember, he's got the big left foot. Here's the attempt by Sagat. Sagat looking for some help from the ref, but here's the shot. Way high and out of bounds. So, again, a terrific opportunity goes by the wayside for the Clockers as we're down under 7.5 to go in the second half. So goal kick here for Hopedale. Pinto overruns that one, but nobody touches it, so it goes out of bounds against Hopedale. Clockers with a throw-in, finding David Eza. Back pass to Pinto. But an ill-advised pass attempt doesn't go anywhere. Now Hopedale with control, at least momentarily. Nice break there by Pinto, but not able to control it. And the ball's driven back toward the Ashland goalie. Eza just heads it back to him to be safe. There's a long throw by Skorodumov. Has an open man on the far sideline. Able to avoid some tackles. But too far to go. Trying to get it to Mateus. Clockers have it for a moment in the form of Sagat. Still trying to make something happen here. Is Andre Costa now trying to get to the ball. Hopedale with control. Still pushing it forward into the Ashland zone. A nice centering attempt onto the foot of a Hopedale player. A left-footed attempt blocked. Still loose as it dribbles to the far sideline. Good hustle by the Clockers, but it's going to be Hopedale ball on a throw-in on the far sideline with 5:45 to go in the second half. Again, the Clockers a bit shorthanded tonight. 3 starters out of the lineup tonight, including Kai Costa, MJ Flynn, and Ty Geary. The Clockers struggling to get anything going offensively tonight against Hopedale. Hopedale came in tonight with a 1-1 record. Ashland 1-3. Skorodumov grabs a loose ball and boots it misfires on this one, so it's not going to go quite as far. Noah Ramsey, the first closest man to it. Some terrific defensive pressure by Ramsey as he pushes it down the far sideline. Picked up by Tyler Robinson. Oh, make that Andre Costa. Costa back passes now. And onto the foot of David Eza. Thought about putting one on net, but instead dishes off to Mateus, and now off to the far sideline. Some good passing here. Really quick give-and-go passing for the Clockers, working it down the far sideline. And we've got a whistle. That one's going to go against Hopedale as the clock ticks down to about 4.5 to go. Ashland with a free kick here on the far sideline. Too far out to be a high percentage shot, but try and get a deflection or a header to put this one in. Here's the shot. In on net. It's low, deflected, but deflected wide short side and out of bounds. So goal kick coming up here for Hopedale as Ashland brings in 3 fresh players. Oliver Wood among them. Looks like Isaac Iris has come back in as well, and perhaps Matt Silva. So just awaiting the goal kick now from Hopedale, and they boot it toward the far side of the field. Intercepted by the Clockers, but not controlled as the ball dribbles out of bounds. This will be a throw-in for Hopedale. So defensive attempt there by a Clocker player, and he is down on the turf. No whistle yet. There's the whistle now as he'll be tended to on the right around midfield. So again, if you're just joining us, we're late here in the first half. We're going to be getting some injury time soon, some bonus time. So about 3:21, the clock is stopped at the moment. Hopedale up 1-0. We'll see where they spot it for the Clockers as the injured player is able to make it off the field. So just a reminder, folks, be sure to catch all of Ashland High School sports replays on WACA-TV.com as well as WACA's YouTube and Facebook accounts. Also want to encourage you to catch Clocker Talk, hosted by yours truly and Rob Silver. It's got a new bi-weekly highlights and interview show exclusively on WACA-TV. There's a great opportunity for Hopedale. Going to get a shot off. Oh, he was about to, and Oliver Wood able to shut the door. Pushed ahead now to Noah Ramsey on the near sideline. Miscommunication there as the pass goes awry, and Hopedale gains control at midfield. This one gets pushed deep into the Ashland zone. Scorer Dumov gathers it in. He's going to try and boot it down. More of a line drive there, so the Hopedale not able to control it with a header, but still able to control it nonetheless, and they're pushing it further into the Ashland zone, and this ball just gets pushed out of bounds on the far side. Hopedale with the throw-in. Throw-in attempt gets pushed right back out of bounds, so another throw-in attempt here for Hopedale. They've got a 1-0 lead and in no rush to put the ball back in play as the clock ticks down to 2 minutes to go here in the second half. Clockers again thwart a throw-in attempt. This time the ball stays in bounds and then kicked deep into the Ashland zone and out of bounds over the goal line. So should be a goal kick here for the Clockers. They're going to make it a throw-in. So we're now under 2 minutes and some kind of bonus time. Again, miscommunication on the Clocker defense between the defender and the goaltender. But the Clockers are working it slowly up the far sideline under heavy defensive pressure from Hopedale. Not able to really solve this so far. Now they're going to push it back to Oliver Wood, who will push it back to scorer Dumov. Again, the scoreboard clock stops with 2 minutes to go in the half, so we're not sure how much time really is left in this game. Clockers unable to mount an offensive threat here late in the second half. Hopedale pushes it back to themselves and now pushing it forward. They've got a man open. May or may not have been offsides, but he's got it. No whistle called. Clocker's unable to make something happen here. Can't even get control of the ball just yet as Hopedale continues to almost play something of a four corners defense. Finally puts a shot on goal, but Skorodumov easily makes the save, and he boots it up over midfield. Ball's loose here. Still not quite controlled by either team. Trading headers right now. The ball's finally on the ground, but pushed back over into Clocker territory. Clockers find Noah Ramsey now on the near sideline. He gets tripped up, and there is a whistle. They do call that one. So Ramsey's going to get a free kick here, but we're going to get an injury timeout on the field. Hopedale player down here on the near sideline. So he's able to get off the field under his own power. But Sagat's going to take this free kick from way outside. We'll see if he tries another bender. Again, really too far out here for a shot directly on goal. He's going to probably have to try and deflect it or go for off of a header here. We'll see how they play this. We're going to have a brief timeout here. Amy Mendoza, the Ashland athletic trainer here, is going to tend to the injured Hopedale player, but the play is going to resume here. Sagat with a long boot, left-footed. Not able to connect, but Ashland might be the first player to it and unable to get anything going there. It does trickle out of bounds. It'll be a Hopedale ball here late in the second half. So Clockers will regroup here toward midfield. The ball goes out that way and all the way back to Skorodumov. Thumb, he might try to one-time it because of the time pressure here, but able to gather it in, get a nice clean shot, a nice clean pass far upfield, but again, the Clockers unable to take advantage of that. Ball still loose in the Hopedale zone, pushed out, but kept in momentarily at least for the Clockers. Controlled, and then pushed back. Clockers trying to play tic-tac-toe. Very late here in the second half. Clockers trying to get one last mount here, one last offensive push. Ball worked its way back to Lucas Demore there momentarily. Oliver Wood pushes it upfield to Noah Ramsey. This ball's pushed deep into the Hopedale zone. They're going to let that one trickle out of bounds over the goal line. Another goal kick here. Goalie's able to put it all the way out to midfield. Kept in. Nope, out of bounds off of Noah Ramsey. Here's a throw-in by Hopedale. Pushed further down into the Ashland zone. Oliver Wood tracks it down, kicks it back to his goalie, and there's the whistle. And that'll be a final as Ashland falls to Hopedale 1-0. As again, the Clockers short-handed tonight, missing three key players in the form of Kai Costa, MJ Flynn, and Ty Geary. Really looking to pick up their second win of the season against the 1-1 Hopedale Blue Raiders, but the Blue Raiders do move to 2-1 while the Clockers fall to 1-4. Be sure to stay tuned here to WACA-TV. We'll be right back here tomorrow night as the Clockers take on Medfield. Again, another one-win team coming in here tomorrow night at 1-3-1. So for now, on behalf of all of us here at WACA-TV, this is Josh Abrams saying thanks for watching, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow night here on WACA-TV.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Marathon Deli. Marathon Deli offers a full range of lunch and dinner items for dine-in or catering. Fine cold cuts, cheeses, and meats also available, in addition to specialty wraps such as the Mayflower wrap, as well as the Honey Bee wrap. They'll be sure to get your mouth watering. Serving Metro West for over 24 years, give them a call at 508-231-1859 or find them on the web at marathondeli.com.